everyone, welcome to TotalSUP. It's been a while since the last interview. We are only a few days away from one of the major events of the second part of the 2022 season. It's the European Stand-Up Paddle Championships. It's called EUROSUP Denmark. It's going to be in Hvide Sande on the west coast of Denmark, and it's been 4 years since the last European Stand-Up Paddle Championships. We've got 4 disciplines awaiting us, subsurfing, and then 3 disciplines of sub racing, sprints, technical racing, and long distance. And we've got a local, and I'm very excited to meet again Caroline Küntzel, a Danish representative, who's almost a local actually. She lives 2 hours north of Hvide Sande in Klitmøller. Is that right? How are you, Caroline?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. It's awesome to be here with you, and looking forward to the event in Hvide Sande.
Well, the pleasure is shared for sure. So where do you live exactly, and where is Hvide Sande located?
Yeah, so I live in Klitmøller, the same city as Casper and Christian, and Hvide Sande is about 2 hours south from here. So the waves are kind of similar, but it's a little better up here in Klitmøller.
We can maybe start with that. What can we expect in terms of conditions in Denmark at the end of August, beginning of September, especially in that part of Denmark on the west coast?
Yeah, so the conditions here can be really different from day to day, really. So and when we are talking August and September, it usually goes from either really flat to really a lot of waves, because we are going into the more windy season. But in Denmark, it's pretty much always windy. But in summer, we have a few weeks where it goes flat. And we haven't really had that yet. So maybe that will happen during that time. But most likely it will be a lot of waves and wind and current. So not a lot of swell. Sometimes we're lucky to get some swell, but it is most likely wind-created waves. And the waves can get quite big here as well, and powerful. So there can be a chance of some really fun technical racing, for example, or sprint racing.
Yeah,
and subsurf.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, whatever the conditions, it's definitely going to be very exciting to watch, because we've got the top European SUP racers and subsurfers heading to Denmark. We've got 14 registered countries so far. There could be a few more registering in the next few days. So that means, you know, top countries. Obviously, the last top 3 teams from the last European Championships are going to be there. France was first. It was their 3rd consecutive title, European title, followed closely by Denmark. Precisely, and right behind it was Spain, and I believe those 3 countries are probably the 3 countries to watch for during this event. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of individual talent from all the other countries. Italy, Germany are going to be there, England, Austria, and so on. And there's going to be the level is going to be very, very high. The field is definitely going to be very, very strong. So how do you feel about, you know, we're 10 days away from the competition? What's your feeling, both as a Danish representative but also as a competitor?
Yeah, I first of all feel that we have a really strong team this year in Denmark. There's some really good juniors coming up here, and also we have some in the open category in both the men's and the women, where I think we have a good chance of showing what we can do here in Denmark, with some waves and wind as well. For myself, I think it will be an interesting event. I've been training a lot this year, and hopefully it will go well. I've had a little bit of an injury this summer, unfortunately, but I'm slowly coming back, and hopefully it will be in time for the EUROSUP. But overall,
what happened to you?
Yeah, I broke something in my foot, and we don't know how, but it was probably because I trained too much, and then it kind of got a little fracture. So I've been working with that for a while now, but luckily I'm back on water doing some interval training, and today I did some sprints and it felt good. So
excellent.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of confidence there, despite the fatigue injury. Hopefully you recover very, very soon from that. There's one interesting point though in Denmark. The most capped athlete in the team, Casper Stenfath, is not going to compete as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, that's right. He will be sort of a team captain or strategical coach or something to help us on the team. So he'll be with us, but not in the water. So that's interesting.
And I'll probably be sharing the mic throughout the 8-day competition as well with him. Obviously, he's very knowledgeable and he's a great talker as well. So that's very excited to seeing Casper again in his home country. Let's talk about you for a little bit. Tell us about you. We want to know who you are, where you were born, what's your sport background before SUP racing, how you started with SUP racing, and what your top achievements are over the past 5 years, because you started 5 years ago, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's right. So I was born in a local city near here. It's called Thisted, where I grew up, and but my parents are from here in Klumøller. They've lived there for many years, so I moved back here 3 years ago. So I've been spending a lot of time here. My dad is actually earlier pro windsurfer, so I have a little bit of surfing background in my family, but actually I was afraid of water until I was about 14 or 15. So I didn't start to surf really before then. And then in 2017, I saw the ISA Worlds in Denmark. And then I got inspired and saw all the amazing athletes that were doing SUP as a sport. We didn't really see that a lot here in Denmark at that point.
Wow.
But I got so inspired and I wanted to one day be at a world championship. So I decided at that point that I wanted to work towards that goal, and I wanted to see through my fear of being on the water and all that's underneath the water.
Wow.
And then from, I think, 14 days after that, I got my first Subsurf board in a birthday present from my parents. And from that day, I took the bus from school every day, 20 minutes out to the water. Had my Subsurf board in the bus. And then I went out surfing. It all started with Subsurfing. And then later, I moved on to racing. I met Casper on the beach. I had seen him on the water a lot of times, of course, but he approached me and asked me if I wanted to maybe try some racing with him. And of course I did. I knew he was really good, and he has always been really kind to me and talked to me. And so that was really great. I got into racing that way. And then already in 7 months or so from where I started, I got selected to the national team and went to the ISA Worlds with the other Danes and another woman, Nicole. And I actually got a 3rd place in the juniors. So that was really a surprise, because I literally just started stand-up paddling, and I had raced maybe a month before I got to that world championship.
Incredible.
But I just felt like it was a sport that was meant to be for me. So
wow,
it
a
went
revelation.
So yeah, it was such an amazing feeling, and I felt like I belonged in this sport, and that it was so natural for me to go on water, out in bigger waves and smaller waves, just be out. Also, I was always alone out in the water. Sometimes when the wind was blowing 20 meters per second, I just wanted to get out there and have some fun. So that was how I started. And then later I asked Casper if I could join him in New York for the APP World Tour. And I got in on a wildcard and participated. I got top 10 in the sprint at the women's. I've always been more of a sprinter and technical racer, not much for the long distance. I do long distance, but I definitely feel like I have some explosive energy where I just need to get it out, and I can do that in SUP.
Sounds like a Danish Viking thing in the footsteps of
so.
Casper.
And of course, Casper helped me a lot to learn what I needed to do to get a good sprinter. And then from there, I just took it my own way and found somewhere inside myself where I could get all my energy out and compete. So I've actually been to a lot of international competitions, but unfortunately, COVID came just when I wanted to go out and explode.
Wow.
But I've been to the APP 2 times, and then I have also been to the exhibition event in London, and also been on the Euro Tour 3 times. 2 of the times I ended up on the podium, and I've won all the national titles since I started. So I'm really happy about this sports, and of course the results are great, but I feel like this is my life and what I want to do many years forward. So yeah,
really comes from the heart. I feel it, and it feels like a great love story with the sport, and plenty of stories ready to be written by you from what I can hear. So that's amazing. Before stand-up paddling, what's your sport background? What did you do any sport in competition?
I did a little bit of competition in swimming and also soccer, but not more than maybe 2 or 3. But I've always been really into sports, but I have never could find somewhere where I felt like it was meant to be. So I moved from sport to sport, gymnastics, taekwondo to I did a little bit of windsurfing, but that wasn't really my thing either, and running. I did a lot of sports. I think I've tried everything, also dancing, but I just couldn't find a sport where I was supposed to be. But I've always loved to go to the gym and just go on the bike. And I could do that besides of SUP. So I'm kind of combining these sports with doing stand-up paddling, and I think it helps me a lot getting strength besides water training. So I've always loved sports, but it was first when I started stand-up paddling that I felt that I had somewhere to put all of that energy into.
Wow. You're a subsurfer to start with. Does that mean you're going to take part in the Subsurf contest as well in Hvide Sande?
No, unfortunately not. I've decided that I want to have Subsurf as a more free space, and then use SUP racing as the place where I want to compete and do all the competition things. You know, it takes a lot of energy, and if I do that in all the parts of the sport, I think I will put myself out in too much different areas. So I want to focus more on especially sprinting and technical racing. Yeah.
So you're going to do those 2 events. Are you also doing the long distance?
No, this time I'm not doing the long distance. I'll just try the sprints and technical racing.
Okay, so there, I assume there's a bit of team strategy there. I guess Nicole might do the long distance.
Yeah, she'll do all 3 of them, and then we don't have a second girl on the long distance. Okay,
I see. So what's your relationship with Nicole? I guess you're the 2 top SUP racers in Denmark. Is that?
Yeah.
Are you friends? Is there a friendly rivalry between you 2?
I think we are more friends, but we know that when we go out and compete, of course, there are a bit of we are a little bit rivals, but I think it's in the good way. We always talk and smile, and we actually been staying in Hvide Sande last week in a small summer house together with a couple of other girls. So we spent some time together and surf here in Klitmøller when she's here. She lives near Copenhagen. So I think we have a good relationship. I love the girls from Denmark, but yeah, it's always fun to have someone else to compete against than just being by yourself. Sure.
I was in Denmark only 2 months ago for the Red Bull Midsummer Vikings, and I definitely felt that cohesion as among Danish people. First of all, there were so many flags you feel that there's a bit of national pride in Denmark. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think it's just great to represent this country. We are really good at staying together, and this year we have a really strong national team. We have a new national team coach now, and I think that just in general in sports in Denmark, we are really good at being proud of our country, and we just grew up with celebrating that we are Danish. So I think it's just something in our blood that it's natural to feel this way and have flags and you know, celebrate when there's someone doing sports or achieving other amazing things. Yeah,
that's great to hear. In terms of competition, who are you excited to be battling against or battling with, coming from outside Denmark?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I feel like there's a lot of great, amazing and fast girls out in Europe at the moment. I remember when I was in Lake Thun in Switzerland for the ICF World Cup, that there was so many girls, but I think I don't know, Espe, she is of course really good.
Number one right now.
and she's an inspiration, but also I've found a good friendship with Anna from Switzerland, and we have been training together here in Denmark for some weeks now. I feel like she's super good, and it's just fun to compete with her, but also all the other girls. Amandine, she's really good, and there's so many at the moment. I feel like Europe is really a hotspot.
Watch out for Mélanie Lafenêtre as well. She's been training too.
Yeah, of course, her. I almost forgot. Yeah, but she's really good, and I remember for the technical race in Spain, that was a good battle.
I was there, and you placed second, and that was pretty amazing to watch. Well done for that. Is there anything that you would like to say to all the countries and the athletes coming for the first time to Hvide Sande? I guess as a welcome greeting.
Yeah, I'm looking so much forward to see all of the countries here, and I hope you all like Denmark. I know it's cold sometimes, it's windy, and the weather isn't really always great, but try to see it from the positive side and take it as a challenge.
Yeah, okay. That means I need to bring a coat. Is that right?
Yeah, you probably need to. And I feel it's great to be hosting this championship and be able to be in Denmark and have all these amazing athletes come to us. So I hope you have a good time, all of you. And if there is anything, please write me a message because I know many good spots and good places here. And I know a little bit about Hvide Sande, but if you have time, come to Klipmøller. That's a wonderful place.
All right, excellent. Well, I definitely look forward to being there. It's a big honor for me to host the event for 8 days. So thank you very much. I might lose my tan when I'm in Denmark. We'll see about that. One last question. What's your favorite Danish dish that you absolutely recommend to everyone coming before or after the event?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. I think maybe you should try, because that's easy to get everywhere. It's called leverpostej. I don't know what it's called in English, but try the leverpostej. It's good. You put it on rye bread. In Denmark, we are really known for using rye bread and just some kind of meat or vegetables or something on top, and just eat that for lunch. We eat it every day, but with leverpostej, that's really Danish.
Okay, brilliant. I really look forward to trying that. Well, thank you very much, Caroline. It's been great having you, and see you next week for the big event, EUROSUP 2022 Denmark. Have a great day, Caroline. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
You.